Hello, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to Monday, welcome to a new week, welcome to a new episode of the FIFA 21 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. Finger points to the skies, Messi-esque style. So, getting on into today's episode. It's the start of a new week, like I said. Hope you guys all have a good week, meet your goals, reach your goals. If you want to try and help me reach my goals, you hit the thumbs up button right now because we're shooting for 5,000 likes. Thank you so much in advance for all of your kind support to the series. So getting on in, well, and actually, you also need to subscribe as well if you haven't done so already. Thank you for the little pop-up banner, Tom. You reminded me. So getting on into the episode then, we need to make some changes to this team. Something isn't right? Because we're 6 and 5 in the weekend league, so I'm obviously having a bit of a struggle, even at the start, which is normally like the fun bit, the easy bit, but that's not the case so far. So I know some of you wanted to get me to get rid of John Stones, so I'll go ahead and oblige today. I needed to make just a little bit of coins, just a few coins from my club. Needed to get up to 340,000. We've mentioned exactly what we're going to do here. Actually, you know, it's just going to be slightly different to a couple of episodes ago when I told you what I was planning on doing, but it is going to be the same icon that I talked about. We are going to pick up this mid Zanetti because he fits the budget. It can be any icon, any defender icon we could get, and it would work here chemistry wise. But he does fit my budget, and he is going to play right back. So it was really between him and Ashley Cole's mid version, who's obviously left-footed, and then I would have two left-footed fullbacks. I didn't want that. So despite him not looking like the greatest card, he's a fairly cheap icon. I think that price is somewhat stable. We are going to make a few changes here and start with the lineup, including, well, it changes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of our starting 11 players is what we're going to change, which is nearly half the team, right? So we've got an Argentine goalkeeper and new centre-back, which is Senesi, which we got from level 15, who I have to say actually looks really good. We're going to whack a shadow on him. I think we could get away with putting an anchor on him as well, but probably make him a slightly better centre-back, but I'm looking for a lot of pace. So we've gone with a shadow, and then, as you can see, we can actually flip them over because Senesi gets a strong link, and that just means that Kleiber and Zanetti have got to switch and hasn't got to switch all the way from one side to another. And like I said, I could put Dybala here and then swap Rooney and Ronaldo and get another attacker in there and take Curtis Jones out. And I could also do this as well, I'm very aware of that, to get at least one of those, one of the two Englishmen on full chemistry. But I don't currently have the coins. I'm now broke, so I don't have the coins or the position modifiers to make that change happen. So rather than playing 1 on 7, 1 on 8, 1 on 10, I'm going to play 3 on 8, I think is what I'm going to do. And that sort of makes all right sense to me. They won't play any different. Just trust me on that one. So this is how I'm going to line up. We are moving back to that 4-1-2-1-2. If we're struggling with a new formation, why not just go back to what we know? We've got lots of different players in the squad. So the fact that we're using the same formation doesn't really matter to me. And I come up against this. I thought, we're on to like the Saturday gameplay now. I'm on old gen. I've got a terrible record. And I'm still matching up against like crazy OP squads full of meta players. So, I just figured this weekend was probably going to be somewhat of a write-off in terms of, like, I'm not going to get that many easy games because it seems like I've had 1 or 2 rage quits this weekend. And the rest of them have been some pretty close, pretty difficult matches. So, even like the games that I end up winning like 5-1 or something, the first half just seems like they're always very difficult. Anyway, we do turn this game around after going 1-0 down, and Ronaldo, Rooney, Dybala, who comes on as a sub, Cucurella and stuff, like, all playing pretty well. Eventually, this was the guy. I was mentioning it yesterday about a guy that had like 70% possession against me, and this was that lad. Now, by the end of the 90 minutes, I'd controlled the match so much that I'd actually got it back to 50-50, which, considering it was 70-30 after 45 minutes, I've done pretty well in the second half to get it back to 50-50. And of course, in that time span as well, I managed to score a bunch of goals to win the match. So GG's to that guy. But in the very first half, I was just like, This is my first game of the day and I'm getting done by 70% possession. What's going on? I really just wanted to cry. But anyway, we kept our composure, won the game, went into the next match. Oh dear, he's got Pele, Ronaldo, Pele, Ronaldo, Zidane, Neymar. Like, can I catch a break here? Do I deserve to catch a break looking at my squad? Absolutely not. Just get it together, Tom, all right? Why would I deserve to come up against rubbish teams with the record that I've got when I've got the squad that I've got? I completely agree with those of you out there that might say that. Anyway, I just expect there to be more people out there that don't have all of the crazy squads. But maybe some of those casuals have dropped off and we're left with the people that really want to grind the weekend league every weekend. And that's probably the case, right? If so, I might just go back to next gen next week because it's going to be difficult on all consoles no matter what. I might as well just enjoy the slight graphical improvements, right? So 2-2 at halftime in this game, and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be tough again, isn't it? But in the second half, we can bring Dybala on and stuff. So Suker manages to scoot past the defender here quite nicely, and I mean that's really lucky. The way that shot bounces off the centre-back into my striker, into Ronaldo. Yeah, I mean, I understand that I was very, very lucky there. And I was going to guarantee concede a goal there to Ronaldo. So I tried to make a slide tackle with Zanetti. Unfortunately, that leads me to getting him straight red-carded. I'm down to 10 men, and he scores anyway from the penalty spot. So that might not have been my smartest decision, because up to now, Zanetti's been playing really well. Quite like him at right back, you know. With the shadow on, he's got 93, 94 pace, something like that. So I feel like he's good enough in the pace department and seems a solid fullback. So what I end up doing here, as you can see with my substitutions, is just losing one of my strikers, keeping my strong midfield and defence, and then just having Ronaldo up front to do the rest of the work. And then the referee gives that as a penalty. And I was confused. To be honest, I really don't know. But anyway, I think that wasn't a penalty. And luckily, we saved it, which meant that, karma was restored. And we run straight up the other end with CR7 and bang one in the back of the net. So I think when you have a player like this and you get a red card, he can be a lone striker. It's no problem at all. Dybala at cam will help assist where possible, but you can do it all with CR7, obviously. So you don't need to worry so much about having two people up front all the time, Ronaldo just does the work. But Ronaldo and Pele, I mean, that's a dream duo. I wouldn't mind a Pele card if I'm honest. Yeah, he does get a goal back, but we can win that match 5-4. So another a tough one. Very tough game, even though it looks like we kind of dominated with our possession and shots and stuff. So at least we're up to 8-5 now, I'm pretty sure. Clawing the record back somewhat. We then come up against this, which is classic meta, isn't it? Ronaldo, Neymar, Mbappe, Varane, Mendy, Kante, all of that stuff. And then also a Kenny Dalglish up front. So I knew this one was going to be bad news. And yeah, he sort of ghosts his way through Kleiber and scores a nice goal, which, I mean, Kenny Dalglish is great, right? I loved King Kenny last year. Don't know if I can afford him this year. We had loads of coins, didn't we? Because our Messi that we packed last year was tradable. So we had more coins last year, whereas this year we've got more untradeable players. We've got way better untradeable players, I would say. So I found myself 2-0 down at half-time, fighting to try and get back in this one. And it is that man Ronaldo again that eventually finds a little bit of space between that meta defence to end up scoring a goal to get one back into it. And then a little bit later in the game, obviously at this point, I was ready to throw the kitchen sink at him. He gets a counter with a substitute Mane and gets the goal, and I don't get another goal back, which is unfortunate. I think in that game, it was so close. I think my opponent was quite lucky to get a 3-1 win. But anyway, we move on. So now we're 8-6. We go into the next match, and it's against another pretty solid team overall. I hope that I can still outdo him, even though our teams are fairly even. You know, he's got some good players. But I'm 1-0 down at half-time. Oh dear. Come on, Tom. You've got this. Let's not go on another 3-4 game losing streak. That would be great, wouldn't it? Kukurea plays a beautiful ball through to CR7, who just holds off that defender well. And I had like 3 opportunities like that. That's the only one that went in. I had one that hit the post and one that went just wide of the post. All very similar, where I ball roll the keeper after holding off the defender. And I finally figured out the angle to score it. I was quite pleased with myself. But we turned the game around, go 2-1 up. Dybala was a great change in this match. Robin is not like the ideal cam. I'd probably, in my current setup, be better playing Shuker at cam, because he's got crazy long shots and he's just not as quick, and then having Robin and Ronaldo up front. But since as we've got Shuker for this weekend, I will, I'm just using him as a main striker alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, because that should be what we do. He's like a focus player for the series this weekend, isn't he? So we do get back to winning ways. Good. At least we don't have multiple losses in a row. Then we come up against Mid Torres, flashback El Shaarawy, and this guy I would say was pretty good. He got 1-0 up, fairly lucky with the rebound and the goalie parrying it out to get onto Torres' head. But then that's a lovely goal from Torres. I remember using my baby Torres and actually quite enjoying him. So I can imagine the mid, the prime, and even, I mean, that moment's Torres looks like one of the sweetest strikers on the game, that is for sure. He looks insanely good. I'd love to use him. There's so many of those moments players which I would absolutely love to use. Let's hope we get some sort of moments SBC at some point, whether it's something that we can grind towards because it's like an actual player, or whether it's just one of those ones where we can just get a random one in a pack or a player pick or something. That'd be pretty awesome. I'd love to try and work towards content like that. I mean, unfortunately for me, I ended up going 4-2 down to a couple of those sort of reboundy goals. And again, I felt a little bit hard done by. But El Shard does manage to get it back. I've well and truly thrown the kitchen sink at him at this point. I've taken Suker off because he's just not quite cutting it at the latter stages of the game. And in the last kick of the game, I am able to get the equaliser that I really thought I deserved to go into extra time. And I thought, you know what? As we go into extra time, I'm literally keeping it on throw the kitchen sink mode. I need to get a goal here. And look at how high up my players are. They're just pressuring and stuff. And eventually that pressure, after 4 minutes in the second half, helped me out. So obviously then I'm winning the game. So I don't want to be like super open in defense. So I move back to my regular style and just like instantly mess it up. And get equalised on again. And at half-time at extra time, this is one of the more even matches we've had ever. Look at that. Both had pretty much the same chances. I just slightly edge it on terms of chances and possession, but that doesn't mean everything. However, I do get that goal. 113th minute. I'm going to win this game. Oh, no, Tom. I thought you were going to win the game, but then the recording kept going on, and you've gone ahead and conceded now. Sorry if you thought I was going to win that game. Are you crazy? We haven't got that kind of luck this weekend. We're going to go to penalties, boys. So yeah, unfortunately my opponent does score, does send this one to penalties, and I get my very first penalty saved. So on the back foot right off the get-go, and he scores his first pen, and then, you know, we score a bunch in between, none of us miss. I score my final penalty as well, so as long as my opponent doesn't score this one, we're going to at least be level again. And yeah, fair play to him. He guessed right every single time when he was taking his penalties, and I had really high ping, as you can see on screen there. I think someone must have been doing something at my house. I think someone was like streaming the football or doing something, flying a drone or something using the app. So I think that might have been the reason why we went up super high ping, because yeah, that's not normal. And it also happens a little bit in this game as well towards the end. So I don't know what was going on, but yeah, my internet was not super stable. You know, I love playing on these. Anywhere from like 4 ping to 25 ping always feels exactly the same to me. Feels great. I'll play them. I love it. But I mean, if it goes up to 200 ping or something, I think both me and my opponent would be struggling at that point, right? Yeah, it must be. Because it's like dedicated servers or whatever. I don't think my opponent would be enjoying that either. I don't think that's like a an advantage for him for my internet to go bad, is it? I don't know. Don't know how it works, but either way, I was struggling with it, so can imagine he was as well. But we're 3-1 up in this game right here. You know, we should be, considering we're 9-7, and I've got like higher ping here as well. We go up to like 40, 50, 60 ping, and I'm getting the little bar in the top middle, which was popping up saying that you're having connection issues, your ping's gone crazy high. Luckily, I get a goal, and my opponent decides to rage quit at 4-1. I actually thought he was going to rage quit at 3-1, so I kind of expected that once I got the next goal. He is playing that classic 5 at the back that seems to be pretty popular at the moment. However, I really do think that's the first one of them I've come up against this weekend. I don't know about you guys, but it seems that more like the 4-4-2s are what I'm coming up against at the moment. So a few players sold, and we've got a few coins in the club now, 7,000. I can stick the rest of the players back now, and I could potentially use my coins to buy position modifiers to switch it around so that Curtis Jones gets full chem. I could do that, but I don't know if it's worth it. Like 8 chem is fine for him. It's going to cost like 10,000 coins to get them switched around just for 2 extra chem on one player. I don't necessarily see the warrant in that, in all honesty, considering we're only going to get 30k for getting gold 3, right? So you got to be careful with these things. You can't keep going and changing positions all the time. I feel like I do that too much already. But we did get an icon swap token for winning 18 games of the weekend league. I split that over last week and this week, so we somehow we at some point we unlocked that in this episode. So that's good. So we've now got 1 token again. I'll work my way towards getting that 82 times 25 pack. I'll work on getting that as well after the weekend league is done. But yeah, I think this team is a bit better than the one that we were using before. Shuker with 17 goals, 9 assists in 18 games. On paper, that looks good, but I can't say I'm particularly enjoying him, unfortunately. Yeah, that's all there is to say about it, I just don't think he has like an icon quality. Whereas Zanetti, on the other hand, I think is rock solid. And I think he does have like a secret quality to him in game that I just can't seem to get with Shuker. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the episode. We made major changes to the team. By the way, that Argentine centre-back is great. From Feyenoord. Like, if you're still not level 15 and you're thinking of which one to get, obviously Dembele looks good, but I can recommend this Argentine centre-back. I think he's pretty fun and very, very solid on the game. Do me a huge favour and hit the thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. 5,000 likes is your target today. Go ahead and smash it for me. And of course, subscribe as well to the channel if you're new around here. I thank you for that. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are down below. I'm forgetting what I have to say here. Come on, Tom, figure it out. Oh, yes. And stay safe, stay healthy. Have a great day, everyone. Take it easy. And I will catch you tomorrow for another episode. Peace.